The story of a pastor converting to Islam, secretly reading 2 sentences of the creed in the bathroom. The story of a priest from Mississippi, United States, who became a convert to Islam, really went through many challenges. Born into a Christian family, Harun actively participated in worship at a church close to his home. Even in the area where he lives, there are more churches than fast food restaurants. Harun was appointed a priest at the age of 20. However, despite his status as a person who is considered holy, deep in his heart, he doubts the teachings of his religion. Harun studied the contents of the Bible, which contains the origins of Jesus Christ. There it is explained that Jesus is a prophet and the Son of God. Because of this, Aaron was doubtful about the truth of the greatness of Jesus, whom he had been worshiping. I felt that the power of Jesus was a man and not God. Since then I have prayed to God, said Harun, quoting Neo Oswald's YouTube video, Friday, January 5, 2024. Then one day when he was on his way to church to train new members, Harun prayed to God, whose figure he did not know, to give him guidance regarding his whereabouts. Not long after that, Harun met one of his friends who lived in Saudi Arabia. They also discussed religion and belief in God. That's where Aaron admitted that he didn't believe that Jesus was God, but he still prayed to a God whose destination he didn't know. He pointed his finger at me, then said, "You are a Muslim, friend." I raised my finger at him again and said, "No, I'm not Muslim," he said. After returning from the meeting, Harun then looked for information about Islam on the internet. He read about the 5 pillars of Islam and felt a tremor in his heart. He read the 2 sentences of the Shahada as a way to embrace Islam, as well as the obligations to carry out prayers, zakat, fasting, and the pilgrimage. Every pillar that I read felt like something had opened. After I finished reading the 5 pillars, I knew that I couldn't go anywhere else, he said. Finally, Harun printed out the 2 sentences of the Shahada and went quietly to the bathroom to read them. He read the 2 sentences of the Shahada alone because he didn't want other family members to know. I held this paper, then I went to the bathroom. I said my Shahada in the bathroom alone. I took a shower, then prayed, he said. None of the family members knew about Harun's decision to become a convert. Until one day her aunt found out because she answered a telephone call from her friend in Saudi Arabia. During the call, the friend accidentally said the name Harun, which is the name of a Muslim person. He was finally forced to admit that he had become a convert. A terrible incident occurred on September 11, 2001, where there was a terrorist attack that rocked the United States. Harun, who was in Saudi Arabia at that time, received a call from his family in America. They sounded very angry because FBI members had come to the house looking for Harun. Apparently, he was suspected of being one of the terrorists who launched attacks on several points in New York and Washington, D.C. However, Harun emphasized that being a Muslim does not mean he is a terrorist. He also believes that the 9/11 attacks were not the work of Muslims. One thing I want to ensure is that it is impossible for me to harm my family. The September 11th incident was not the work of Muslims, he said.